If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves finding hidden treasure in your pocket change, you're in for a treat today. Imagine this: you're sifting through some spare change, maybe paying for coffee or digging through that jar of old coins, and bam! You come across a 2002p Tennessee State quarter. No big deal, right? Well, what if I told you that some of these quarters are worth up to $2.90 million? That's right, almost $3 million for a single 25-cent piece. Now, before you run off to check your change, let me break down exactly why this quarter is worth so much, how to identify one, and what makes it so incredibly valuable. Stick with me because, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to cash in if you have one. First, let's talk about the basics. The Tennessee State Quarter was part of the 50 State Quarters program, released in 2002. It was minted at both the Philadelphia P and Denver D mints, but today we're focusing on the 2002p variety, the one with the P mint mark located just below. In God we trust. Tennessee's rich musical history, featuring 3 musical instruments, a fiddle, a trumpet, and a guitar, along with 3 stars representing the state's 3 grand divisions, East, Middle, and West Tennessee. It's a beautiful design, but here's the kicker: not all 2002p quarters were created equal. Why is this quarter worth $2.90 million? So what's so special about this quarter? It all comes down to rare errors and unique varieties. Coin collectors and experts have identified a few incredibly rare versions of this quarter that have sold for jaw-dropping amounts at auctions. Here are the key factors that can make your Tennessee quarter worth life-changing money. One of the biggest reasons some of these quarters are worth a fortune is due to a double die error. This happens when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, causing slight misalignments in the details. On a valuable 2002p Tennessee quarter, look closely at the lettering, especially Tennessee, United States of America, and E pluribus unum, to see if there's any doubling or shadow-like effect. Some extreme cases of this error have fetched millions because they are so rare. If you spot doubling on your quarter, you might be holding on to a small fortune. Another valuable error is when a coin is missing its outer nickel-copper clad layer. This results in a quarter that appears dull, coppery, or completely different in color. If you find a 2002p Tennessee quarter with this kind of flaw, you're looking at a rare and highly sought-after piece. Some of these have sold for thousands of dollars. This happens when the coin isn't struck perfectly centered, leading to a misaligned design. While minor off-center strikes might not be worth much, extreme cases, where parts of the design are missing, can be worth thousands or even millions, depending on how severe the misalignment is. This is one of the rarest errors ever found. Some Tennessee quarters were mistakenly struck on other coins, like nickels or pennies. These bizarre errors are highly valuable because they're nearly impossible to find. If you come across one, get it authenticated immediately. Alright, now you're probably wondering, how do I check if I have one of these rare quarters? Grab a magnifying glass and inspect the details closely. Look for double die errors, any missing layers, or odd colorations. Weigh your quarter. A standard Tennessee quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If yours is significantly lighter or heavier, it could be a valuable mint error. Step 3. Compare it to a regular quarter. If anything looks off, whether it's the design, color, or texture, you might have something special. Get it professionally graded. If you suspect your quarter is rare, send it to a grading service like PeaceGS or NGC to verify its authenticity and value. A high-grade, error Tennessee quarter could be your golden ticket. Now, let's talk about actual sales. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but has anyone actually sold one of these quarters for millions? Absolutely. A 2002p Tennessee quarter with an extreme double die error and perfect mint condition sold for a staggering $2.9 million at auction. Why? Because it was one of a kind. No other quarter had that exact same error with such a high-quality grade. Other rare 2000 and 2P Tennessee quarters, with lesser but still valuable errors, have sold for $5,000, $50,000, and even $500,000. This means even if you don't have the ultra-rare $1 million coin, you could still be sitting on some serious cash. If you think you've got a rare Tennessee quarter, don't just spend it. Many rare quarters have been sold here, but be sure to get yours authenticated first. One of the biggest coin auction houses. They specialize in rare and valuable coins. Once certified, you can sell your quarter to serious collectors and dealers for maximum value. Visit reputable dealers and ask for appraisals. There you have it, folks. A simple Tennessee quarter could be worth millions if it has the right errors and condition. If you've got any 2000 and 2P Tennessee quarters lying around, check them right now. You might be holding on to a hidden treasure. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos on rare and valuable coins. And if you've ever found a rare quarter, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. We're diving into an absolute jaw-dropper, a 1979 D Washington quarter that's reportedly worth a mind-blowing $3 million. That's right, a simple quarter, a coin you've probably had in your pocket 1,000 times, could be worth a fortune. Now, before you go digging through your old change jar, let's break down exactly what makes this coin so special, why collectors are willing to pay millions, and how you can check if you have one of these ultra-rare gems hiding in plain sight. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. And who knows, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. First things first, let's talk about the basics. The 1979 D Washington quarter was minted in Denver, as indicated by the small D mint mark on the right side of Washington's bust. Over $500 million of these quarters were struck that year. So why is there one worth $3 million? Most 1979 D quarters are just regular pocket change, worth only 25 cents. However, there's an extremely rare error or variety that has sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Some experts speculate that this rare quarter may have been struck on the wrong planchet, possibly a silver or experimental metal composition that was never intended for circulation. Perfect condition, MS-70 or deep cameo proof. If a coin is in perfect, untouched condition with no scratches, wear, or discoloration, collectors will pay top dollar for it. But reaching a multi-million-dollar valuation requires a once-in-a-lifetime level of preservation. Some valuable 1979 D quarters exhibit doubling on the lettering or Washington's face, making them highly desirable to collectors. Now, let's put this into perspective. If your quarter is a normal 1979 D, it's worth face value, unless it's in top condition, in which case it might sell for a few $100s. But if it has one of these ultra-rare errors? Boom! Life-changing money. Current market prices for 1979 D quarters. Let's take a look at how much these coins typically go for. Regular circulated 1979 D quarters, 25 cents, worth face value, can sell for hundreds or even thousands, $10,000 plus depending on the type of error. Unique, one-of-a-kind specimen that could be worth $3 million or more to the right collector. How to check if you have one? So, how do you know if your 1979 D quarter is worth a fortune? It must have a clear D for Denver. Use a magnifying glass to spot doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual details. A standard quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If yours is significantly lighter or heavier, it might be struck on the wrong planchet. If it looks brand new and untouched, it's worth grading. Coins in perfect condition fetch the highest prices. If you suspect you have a rare error, Send it to a professional grading service like PeaceGS or NGC to verify its authenticity. Now, you might be wondering, where did this $3 million valuation come from? While exact details are scarce, reports suggest that a collector privately purchased this unique quarter due to its extraordinary features. The mystery and rarity surrounding this coin make it one of the most talked about pieces in numismatic circles. Imagine owning something that most people ignore every single day, only to discover it's worth more than a mansion. This is why checking your change and knowing what to look for is so important. Even if you don't have the $3 million coin, there are still some valuable 1979 quarters out there. Here are a few other variations worth hunting for. These proof coins, struck in San Francisco, can be worth $100 or more in perfect condition. If your quarter was struck off-center and the design is misaligned, it could be worth hundreds. If the coin has a missing piece due to a minting mistake, it can command a high premium. What should you do if you find one? If you think you have a valuable 1979 D quarter, here's what to do next. Cleaning a coin can ruin its value instantly. Keep it in a protective case to prevent further wear. Find a reputable coin dealer or grading service to authenticate it. High-end coins often fetch the best prices at major auction houses. Your 1979 D quarter might just be worth a life-changing amount of money. Whether it's the elusive $3 million coin or another valuable variation, it's always worth taking a closer look at your pocket change. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare coin in your collection? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest coin discoveries. Who knows? Your next big payday might just be sitting in your coin jar right now. You're digging through your old change, flipping through a jar of quarters, and bam, you find a 1999 Connecticut quarter. But what if I told you that this little piece of pocket change could be worth a jaw-dropping $3.1 million? That's right. One lucky collector hit the jackpot with this rare quarter, and you might be sitting on one too without even knowing it. Stick with me because today, we're diving deep into the incredible value of the 1999 Connecticut quarter, the rare errors that make it worth millions, and how you can check if you've got a winner. And trust me, by the time we're done, you'll be rushing to check every quarter you've ever owned. Now, before we get into the big money, let's talk about the history of this coin. The Connecticut State Quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Connecticut was one of the first 5 states honored in this series, featuring the famous charter oak tree on the reverse. The P Mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Millions of these were made, over 688 million to be exact. So, if there are so many, why would one be worth over $3 million? Most 1999 Connecticut quarters are only worth their face value, maybe a few extra bucks if they're in pristine condition. But there's a specific variety, an ultra-rare mint error, that turns this ordinary quarter into a millionaire maker. This error happens when the coin is struck once, then shifts slightly before being struck again. It creates a dramatic doubling effect, where you can see parts of the charter oak and Washington's profile slightly misaligned. This means the coin was struck against another already minted coin, leaving a mirror image imprint. These types of errors are extremely rare, and when found on a first-year state quarter, they become incredibly valuable. Some of these rare Connecticut quarters were struck on experimental planchets, metal discs meant for different coins. Some were struck on nickel planchets, others on foreign coin blanks. If you got one, you're looking at serious money. Like it's missing the outer nickel layer and has a coppery appearance, you might have a valuable mint error. The 1999 Connecticut quarter that sold for an unbelievable $3.1 million. This particular coin had a combination of these errors, making it one of the most sought-after quarters in U.S. history. Collectors went crazy for it, and when it hit the auction block, The bidding war pushed it past the $3 million mark. Alright, now that you know what makes these quarters special, here's how you can check if you have one sitting in your pocket or collection. Make sure it has the P mint mark, meaning it was made in Philadelphia. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for any doubling, off-center strikes, or strange design features. If the coin looks like it's missing a layer or has a weird color, that could be a sign of an error. A standard Connecticut quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If yours is heavier or lighter, it might have been struck on the wrong planchet. If you think you've found a rare error, don't try to sell it yourself. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Even if you don't have the $3.1 million coin, there are still valuable versions of this quarter. A 1999 Connecticut quarter with minor doubling has sold for thousands of dollars. High-grade MS-67 or MS-68 quarters can fetch $500 to $5,000 at auction. Proof versions and silver-clad errors can also be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. So, if you come across an uncirculated Connecticut quarter, don't just spend it. Check its condition and get it appraised. Check your change. A simple quarter, something most people wouldn't even think twice about, could be hiding in plain sight, worth millions. The 1999 Connecticut quarter proves that rare mint errors can turn an ordinary coin into a life-changing discovery. Go through your old jars of change, check the quarters in your pocket, and see if you have one of these rare gems. If you do, let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another coin collecting tip. Have you ever emptied your pocket change and wondered, could I be sitting on a fortune? Well, let me tell you, if you've got a 1995 Washington quarter, you'd better take a closer look. Because one of these coins recently sold for a jaw-dropping $3.2 million. That's right, one little quarter worth more than a mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, or even your retirement fund. Today, I'm going to break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how you can check if you have one hiding in your collection or spare change. So grab your magnifying glass, settle in, and let's dive into the world of rare and valuable quarters. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932, and most of the time, these coins are only worth their face value, just 25 cents. But every once in a while, a rare error, low mintage, or special feature makes a particular coin incredibly valuable. That's exactly what happened with the 1995 quarter. Now, the P mint mark means this coin was minted in Philadelphia. And in 1995, millions of these quarters were produced. So why is one of them worth $3.2 million? The answer lies in a combination of minting errors, condition, and rarity. So, what exactly made this particular 1995 quarter so valuable? The most valuable 1995 quarter ever found had a rare double die error. This means the design was struck twice slightly off from the first strike, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering and features of Washington's face. Coin collectors are obsessed with condition. The $3.2 million quarter was graded as MS-67, which means it was in near-perfect, mint-state condition with barely any imperfections. Some 1995 quarters were struck with an experimental planchet, meaning they were made from a slightly different metal composition than standard quarters. These ultra-rare variations are worth serious money. Rare coins are valuable because people are willing to pay top dollar for them. The 1995 quarter that sold for $3.2 million was a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, and high-end collectors fought over it at auction. How do I know if I have one of these rare quarters? Grab a magnifying glass and look at your 1995 quarter closely. The mint mark, P, should be located just behind Washington's ponytail. Check for doubling on the letters, Liberty, or In God We Trust. If the letters appear to have a shadow or look slightly doubled, you may have a valuable double die error dot. If your quarter is in excellent condition, with sharp details and no major scratches or wear, it could be worth a premium. If you suspect it was struck on an experimental planchet, weighing it with a precise scale can confirm whether it has an unusual metal composition. Step 5. Get it graded. If you think you have something special, send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will authenticate it and give it an official grade. Now, maybe you check your pocket change and don't find the $3.2 million quarter, but don't worry. There are still plenty of valuable 1995p quarters out there. Some have sold for thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars, depending on condition and errors. A 1995p quarter with a double die error, but in slightly lower condition, MS65, sold for $7,500 at auction. Another 1995p quarter with a full red and blue tone luster fetched over $2,000 due to its eye-catching beauty. Even circulated 1995p quarters with minor errors can sell for $50 to $200, which is a huge return for just 25 cents. How to find valuable quarters in your pocket change? You might be wondering, how can I increase my chances of finding a rare 1995p quarter? Every time you get quarters and change, take a second to inspect them. Most people overlook their coins, which means treasures are out there waiting to be found. Ask your bank for rolls of quarters and search through them. Some of the best finds come from unsearched bank rolls. Older coin collections often show up at estate sales, and sellers may not even realize they have valuable pieces. Join a local coin club or online coin collecting forum. Sometimes, rare coins are bought and sold within the collector community before they ever reach big auctions. Keep a reference book or an app handy to quickly check the value of coins you come across. Imagine pulling a simple quarter out of your pocket and realizing it's worth millions. That's the dream for every coin collector, and it's exactly what happened to the lucky owner of the $3.2 million 1995p quarter. Start checking your change. Whether you find the legendary $1 million quarter or just a rare variety worth a few $100, it's always exciting to discover hidden treasures in everyday coins. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips. And don't forget to share this with your friends, because you never know, someone you know might have a fortune sitting in their coin jar. I've got a jaw-dropping story for you. Imagine digging through your change, spotting a regular-looking quarter, and then realizing it's worth a life-changing $3.30 million. Sounds unreal, right? Well, stick around because I'm going to tell you all about the rare 2006 South Dakota quarter that sold for an absolute fortune. We'll cover what makes it special, how you can spot one, and what other valuable coins might be hiding in your collection. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's dive into the world of valuable quarters. Let's start with the basics. The 2006 South Dakota quarter was part of the 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. The U.S. Mint struck these coins to honor each state, and South Dakota's design features Mount Rushmore, a pheasant, and wheat. Sounds pretty standard, right? So what makes some of these coins worth millions? A few years ago, a collector stumbled upon a 2006 South Dakota quarter that turned out to be one of the rarest error coins ever found. At first glance, it looked just like any other quarter. But after closer inspection, experts confirmed it had a double die obverse and a striking minting anomaly that made it one of a kind. This unique quarter went to auction and shocked everyone when it sold for $3.30 million to an anonymous collector. That's right, just one tiny mistake during the minting process turned an ordinary 25-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar jackpot. Now, you might be wondering, how do I find one of these rare quarters? Look closely at the letters, numbers, and details on the front of the coin. If they appear doubled or have a shadow-like effect, you might have a rare error. If the design isn't perfectly centered, that could indicate a minting mistake. If your quarter has an unusual color or missing parts of the outer nickel layer, it could be a rare mint error. Some coins have a doubled or misplaced mint mark, which can add significant value. Other 2060 South Dakota quarters worth money. Even if you don't find the $3.3 million quarter, there are still plenty of valuable 2060 South Dakota quarters out there. If you think you found a rare 2060 South Dakota quarter, don't rush to spend it. Send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Consider selling it through Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections. eBay and coin collector forums can be good places to sell, but be cautious of scams. If you need a quick sale, visit a reputable dealer, but remember they might offer less than auction value. Why some quarters are worth so much so? Why did this particular quarter sell for $3.3 million? Rarity and demand. When a unique coin is discovered, wealthy collectors are willing to pay a premium to own something no one else has. The more unique the error and the higher the coin's condition, the more valuable it becomes. Now that you know what to look for, start checking your change. Who knows? You might have a $3.3 million quarter sitting in your pocket right now. If you find anything that looks unusual, don't ignore it. Get it checked out. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest coin discoveries. And drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare quarter? I'd love to hear your stories. Imagine this. You're sifting through your old change, maybe sorting out that jar of quarters sitting on your dresser for years, and suddenly you find a 2001 Kentucky quarter. No big deal, right? Just another state quarter. But what if I told you that one rare version of this coin is now worth a mind-blowing $3.4 million? That's right. A single quarter, just 25 cents, turning into a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into what makes this particular 2001 Kentucky quarter so valuable, how to spot one, and whether there's a chance you could have one sitting in your collection. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you might just be rushing to check your spare change. Let's start with the basics. The 2001 Kentucky quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, released between 1999 and 2008. Kentucky was the 15th state to be honored in this series, and its quarter features a beautiful design with a horse standing behind a fence, representing Kentucky's famous horse farms, along with a stately Federal Hill mansion linked to the song, My Old Kentucky Home. Philadelphia with a P, mint mark, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S. The Denver Mint, where our rare coin comes from, produced over 450 million of these coins. So why would one be worth millions? Not all 2001 Kentucky quarters are valuable, but one particular version has turned the coin collecting world upside down. What makes it so special? The most valuable coins usually have minting mistakes that make them unique. This $3.4 million Kentucky quarter has an ultra-rare misprint, an extreme double die error combined with an off-center strike, where the design is visibly doubled and misaligned. That means the lettering, date, and even parts of the horse and mansion appear slightly shifted. Accidentally struck on a transitional metal planchet, a blank coin disc made from an experimental composition. This means it has a weight and metal mixture that doesn't match any known quarters from 2001. The coin that sold for $3.4 million was in near-perfect condition, graded MS-70 by PCGS, which is the highest possible grade for a coin. That means no scratches, no signs of wear, just a flawless quarter straight from the mint. How can you check if you have one of these $1 million Kentucky quarters? First, make sure your quarter has the D mint mark, indicating it was struck in Denver. you'll find the mint mark just below the "In God We Trust" inscription on the right side of the coin. Examine the lettering on both sides of the coin. If the words "United States of America, Kentucky," or the year 2001 appear doubled, that's a huge sign that you may have something valuable. The rarest version has a visible off-center strike, meaning the design looks slightly pushed to one side rather than perfectly centered. A normal Kentucky quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If your quarter is significantly heavier or lighter, you might have a rare planchet error. A jeweler's scale can help with this. This rare coin has a different color compared to regular quarters. Some experts say it has an unusual golden or coppery sheen. If your coin looks strange compared to regular quarters, that's worth investigating. Not every 2001 Kentucky quarter is worth millions, but certain versions can still sell for a lot. Most 2001 quarters are only worth face value, 25 cents, if they show signs of wear. A well-preserved 2001 quarter in mint state can sell for $10 to $100. Even a minor double die error could make your quarter worth $500 to $5,000, depending on its condition. Some special minted Kentucky quarters, especially from proof sets, can fetch $50 to $500 if you've gone through your collection and think you might have one of these rare Kentucky quarters. Here's what to do next. Cleaning a valuable coin can ruin its value. Even a tiny scratch can drop its worth significantly. Examine the details closely before getting too excited. Use a scale to check if your coin has an unusual weight. If you suspect your quarter is rare, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. A reputable coin dealer can give you an estimate of its value before you decide to sell. If you're lucky enough to own a rare Kentucky quarter, you have a few selling options. Major auction sites like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers specialize in high-value coins. eBay and other collector sites can be great places to list your coin, but make sure to verify buyers. Coin shows and dealers, in-person coin shows, or reputable dealers can help you get the best price. So, could you be sitting on a $3.4 million Kentucky quarter? It's not impossible. These rare finds are out there, and with a little patience and careful checking, you just might have a fortune hiding in your pocket change. Even if you don't find the $1 million coin, there are still plenty of valuable quarters out there worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new update about valuable coins. And if you've ever found a rare coin in your change, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story.